Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Kowalsky here, and today I want to present you round 6 and 5, 6 and 7 from the tournament that I played in. And this video is titled The Funny Story because the guy that I'm playing here laughed at his friend from last episode for drawing me. So let's see if he can do anything about this and win the game against me with the black pieces. I'm playing with the white pieces, and of course, you know, I'm playing c4. We get a nice symmetrical English. There's no point in covering the opening. This is just like how I play, and we have this is pretty standard for the symmetrical English. And here I went for a isolated pawn position. Now here I had the option to go into an endgame that looked like this. This is kind of forced, I mean, you know, so I'm gonna go a little bit slower. So here knight takes on d5, and after this big exchange, material is equal, but I guess computer says that I have better prospects. You know, I can play moves like b3, and yeah, after he retreats his rook, for example, play something like bishop f4, and I guess my position is better, and it is better, but I mean, practically it's very hard to win an endgame like this. So instead of that, I decided to not trade queens just yet and decided to go for a plan of knight d2 e2 and knight f4 to go for a quadruple attack against this pawn. But here he played bishop g4, and I thought about playing f3 to go knight f4 and do this stuff, and probably I could have played this, but here I played h3 and went into this position where I have bishop for knight, but it's very hard to attack this pawn. He went queen a5 here, and perhaps here I had again another opportunity to go bishop d2 and then try to do something with this knight, maybe with a discovery, force the queen to move. But I went for rook d1, the immediate attack on the pawn, but after he defended, I decided to go for a queenless endgame, and I played queen b5. This is not the best move, but I mean, I'm still okay. Now he played rook d7, and here again, maybe I should have played something like b3 right away, which I did actually. And after he attacked my knight, this is where I should have probably played bishop b2 right away, or knight back to c3 to attack the pawn. But I played knight to d4, and after knight e4, bishop b2, rook a d8. I mean, it's very hard to break through with any moves, because I mean, practically the position is equal. And knight f5, I tried this, but I misevaluated bishop f6 here, because, you know, here I thought that, well, maybe I'm gonna do something with this, capture the knight or something like that, but no, he just defended, and I had to go back. And now if he went back, like, I would have made the draw in this position, but he played h6, and here I had one last attempt at doing something. And although I could have like played this position, I played b4 trying to do something, knight e5, and after knight f5 we made a draw. I mean, here probably there are some chances if I play b5 again. Like, don't criticize me a lot, guys, because I know I made like a lot of draws and stuff like that I should not have made. But like b5 here, and I just didn't see anything. Like, I saw rook 8 to d7, okay, and then what? Okay, knight e2, and then knight e4, and then knight f4 doesn't do anything. What then? Okay, g4, what? g6, knight f4. Okay, knight f4 runs into knight c3 right now, but like b takes on a6, b takes on a6, rook b8. Like, okay, I can infiltrate, but okay, I could have played this endgame, but in that moment I couldn't see a way, and perhaps I should, because my opponent was low on clock. But again, I got scared, and just like in last episode, the lesson is don't be scared of endgames, or know your endgames and stuff like that. Yeah. So let's go into the next round. Um, this is the next round. I'm playing this with the black pieces actually, and this was also a pretty tense game. E45, knight f3, knight f6, and also, by the way, guys, the guy in the last game was the guy that laughed at his friend, so I guess he wasn't able to get revenge. We have a very nice Eric Rosentrap, that's how I call it because I know it from him. It's this queen e2, queen e7, queen takes on d4, d6, and then black tries to protect this pawn like that, but then g5, and then white loses the bishop. So yeah, but nobody falls for that. So yeah, we have d3, and we get a normal Petrov position with d5. Bishop g5, bishop e7, bishop e2, castles, castles. Standard. Knight c6, knight b2 d2, knight h6, and here is where I start my plan. And I didn't know, like I was sitting at the board and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for this plan, you know, I think it might do something, I don't really know, and it looks like it did something. Bishop takes on e7, knight takes on e7, rook e1, knight f4, bishop f1. My opponent wanted to desperately save his bishop, but after knight e to g6, he had to play this g3, and he had to give up the bishop for the knight, and I was happy, yeah, I have bishop for knight in endgames. But as I proved, it doesn't make any difference because I'm too scared to play endgames anyways. So knight e5, knight takes, rook takes, and now c6. And now is where the tides turn, because here he plays queen h5 and suddenly I'm getting attacked, and for the next three moves I spent like half an hour for them because I mean I had to find a solution and I was not sure about any move. f6, rook e3, bishop d7, rook a e1, bishop e8 and queen g4, bishop f7, queen b4 and queen b6. So I found the right defensive idea. Here, instead of queen b4, maybe he could have tried to keep the pressure and play something like knight b3 immediately. But again, if he gave me enough time, I could have brought my rook over to the e file or something like that. Of course, not right away, because then I would just give him like an extra move here to check me or do something like that, and that would not be pleasant. But yeah, you get the point. He could have gotten some extra time, but instead of that, he played queen b4, rushing for this e7 square. But after queen b6, I mean, you know, there's nothing to do, because if you come in here with the queen, then you're practically lost after, I mean, not lost, but you've lost all of your initiative and you have to go back, and then, you know, I can, not that, I can capture, and after captures do this, you have to capture, and we get a similar position anyways. So no point in covering that. He played queen a3, and yeah, we basically got the same position, except he was a tempo up, which, I mean, ultimately didn't matter. Here, I had to find a solution. h5 or h6 were kind of like the only moves, because again, if I play something like, I don't know, something weird, like a5, this is now losing because he has knight c5, and I don't think I am in time with h5 now, because he has this knight d7 with an attack on the queen, and once I, let's say, capture, he can check and then capture this bishop. And I think in this exact position there might be some counterplay ideas, but again, I cannot leave defense of the f6 square, and luckily for me, I found h5 right away. And after d4, bishop g6, c3, here I started to gain the initiative. So the momentum was shifting, and suddenly I was the one in the better position. But after defending for such a long time, and I didn't have a lot of time on the clock, I had only like 15 minutes, which kind of is a lot of time on the clock, but still, I got pretty scared, and after this queen b5 and queen e3, guarding the infiltration square here on d3 because it was dangerous, And here I played queen a4, attacking this a2 pawn, but after knight c1, I mean, look at his position. He's cramped down. I should be able to put a lot of pressure and then win a pawn and the game, but something inside of me just didn't click with this idea. I played queen d1 check, and after king g2, here the move that I should have played was just queen c2, and then there's no way to defend this pawn. And here you have to play king f1. This is the only move, because if not, if let's say you try to defend the pawn, now there's a crazy, not crazy tactic, but just bishop e4 wins, because it doesn't matter where you go. If you go to f1, then queen d1 check, queen blocks, and then you win the queen. Either that, or you go to h3 and then queen d1 nonetheless, threatening checkmate, which is kind of impossible to stop because you cannot stop the queen from coming to f1 and g4 at the same time. So yeah, I mean, just playing one more move, that's all. That was completely safe because there are no checks, or if he comes here again, this is very, very bad, or if he comes here, even like captures the knight. But you get the idea. Playing one more move, but I just wanted to make a draw after that, defending the position, and I just played bishop e4 check, f3, and we made a draw. Because practically bishop takes on f3, queen takes on f3, and queen takes on c1. After queen takes on h5, there's no way to save black from perpetual check. So yeah, I mean, maybe I could have even tried in this endgame to win, but just knowing that I should have just played one more move in this position, queen c2, and maybe there was something here. I mean, yeah, it was um it was sad. I felt really bad after the game, knowing that I could have went for more, for a little bit more than just a draw. But if I hadn't made a draw this game, then maybe I would have gotten a stronger opponent last game, but next game, sorry. But you will see what I'm talking about. So yeah, just so you know, I went into the next game with the mentality of I'm either losing or winning. I don't want to draw, and you will see the next game, I guess. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this more than I did, because I didn't enjoy this game at all, especially the end game. But it was a beautiful defense nonetheless. Kowalski out. See you in the next one.